Hello and welcome back to my Dandelion Diaries. I have a different kind of video today. I wanted to have a bit of a planner chat, if you will. So there's not going to be a whole lot of visual going on if you just want to put me in the background, listen, do some chores, whatever. But I wanted to talk about planner burnout and planner indecisiveness. So lately, I personally have been feeling really burnt out in some of my planners. I personally am a person who likes to have multiple planners for multiple things: garden, health, gratitude, art, a big one for everything or as much as I can fit in it, and more individualized kind of topics to have a space that I can go into more detail for those planners. But I feel like there are certain times of the year that I go through this cycle of I don't even want to touch my books. I don't want to look at them. They're not inspiring me anymore. They're not doing anything that I want, and I just feel really burned out. I don't feel like I am using them to the best of their ability, or they're not helping me anymore. And the whole point of a planner is to help you be more organized in your life, to help you keep track of things you need to keep track of, help you, be a better you. And while some of my planners I feel like have been doing that for me, others of my planners I feel like have not. And as a community, I really want to have this discussion of, is it okay to put those planners aside? Is it okay to keep forcing yourself to use those planners if they're not helping you? Is it okay to buy something new if you need something new? Is it okay to just put them down and not use them at all? There's so many questions that revolve around this for me, and the, possibility of burnout, if I'm not enjoying it, if I feel displeasure with this, I need to put it aside. But in the same aspect, burnout can be a place where maybe I need to reflect more on why it's not working for me or why it is working for me. All that to be said, I feel like I wanted to talk about burnout because I'm really debating on just putting a bunch of my planners to the side and not touching them for a month and seeing what happens. And those two planners primarily for me are my art and ink journal, and then also my garden planner. And I think this comes down to the second topic that I want to talk about, which is, planner indecisiveness, or choosing the right planner, right? You want something that's going to be the best for you in those situations. And so for me, when I entered 2024, I took a leap of faith and decided to go with an entirely different brand than what I normally use, which is the Common Planner by Sterling Ink. I previously was a 𝗖𝗶𝘁𝗁𝗍 girly. I still love 𝗖𝗶𝘁𝗁𝗍, and honestly, I'm feeling the itch to go back to 𝗖𝗶𝘁𝗁𝗍. And I don't know if it's because I truly felt that planner was my first instance of planner peace. I don't know if I felt like that offered me a better structured system. I don't know if I just miss it because of the brand hype. I honestly don't know. There's so many questions I have around that as well. Welcome the indecisiveness. But the main thing being with the common planners that I've been using this year is they are very stripped, right? They're very bare bones. They're blank. I mean, the A5, which is the everything, right? It has all of the pages, all of the things that I could possibly ever want in it. Everything is really cut down. It's very blank. I mean, the whole back half of the book is just notes pages, which is something that I was really excited for at the beginning of the year, and honestly into the end of last year. I was really looking forward to having the freedom to do whatever I wanted in these back pages. And I think what I have figured out for myself, at least as of right now, is I still love this freedom, but I miss the structure. I miss having those, predated pages. I miss having the blank pages that were a possibility. And I know that sounds kind of funny, considering that I have always disliked the blank pages and not wanted to have blank pages. But now I'm feeling like maybe I need to have those blank pages. I need to see that point in my life or my days that I was planning that I just didn't want to use it or didn't have the desire or need to plan those days. Because with this, there are no blank pages. I can skip days if I want to skip days. I can do whatever I want back here, which again, that freedom is enticing. It's gravitating. It's what I want to look for, but I'm missing that structure. And so my indecisiveness with this is I'm already, 5 months into the year, and I don't want to change my planner because I've already put so much time and effort into this. But how am I going to be able to make this work for me for the rest of the year without feeling that burnout? And I want to know if I'm not alone with this. Like, I want to know if there have been others that have felt this kind of feeling where they're trying to make it work because they don't want to get something new, because either they don't want to pay for it or they don't want to throw away something they've already spent so much time on, or whatever that reason may be. So I'm thinking if I predate the back pages for a month, maybe that will solve my problem. I'm thinking if I forego dailies for a month, see if that would fix my problem. I have so many options that I've thought of, and I have, again, been indecisive and can't really think about the exact thing that I want to do to solve that problem for me. And then I go into, my garden planner situation, which I have been using Hobonichi Weeks for years. And this is my first year in a bigger book, a TN size standard book by Sterling Ink, the N1 Common Planner. And I have loved the space for everything and being able to take so many notes and showcase so many things about my garden and everything that's going on. But I feel like I have reached a point now with this that it's too much space. Like, I feel like I have to fill up the space. Like, I feel like I can't leave things blank. Again, that blank page kind of situation that I was fighting so hard to eradicate is coming back to me. And then I also think about, in the dead seasons or the weeks that I don't have a whole lot going on, like, what am I supposed to do for these weeks? I don't want to have to write down the same tasks every day. I don't want to have to just leave them blank, even though that's probably the next best option. I'm indecisive. And honestly, this is probably from the burnout that I've experienced with this book, having to write the same tasks over and over again in the weeklies because my routine hasn't changed, or because I am just taking a break from doing things outside, or whatever that case may be. I need to find a way to step away from this book and still utilize it at the same time so I can have the proper records that I need for future years to come in my garden. And this is what makes me kind of iffy, what am I going to do next year? And yes, I realize it's May and I'm already thinking of 2025, but this comes along with that planner indecisiveness. Like, what am I going to do if this isn't working for me now? How long do I need to push through this to see what I need to work on correcting for next time? So many things. But then I also think of the planners that I'm not burnt down on. I think of my health planner and my gratitude planner and things that I love being in every day and seeing my growth and getting to look back on things and having permanent records of my health stats and any kind of little thing that I was grateful for. Like, I have planners that I absolutely adore using. And so this comes in with the burnout again. Like, if I'm burnt out on, these three, is it okay for me to not do anything in these and then do things in this? Or is that just like cheating myself? Like, am I okay to just write down one aspect of my life instead of all of it? I have so many thoughts on this, and I really wanted to have a planner chat with the community on this. So I wanted to think of some solutions to my burnout. And I kind of touched on this already. And that is set the planner to the side, which I have done with previous planners. I mean, I started the year with, 13 books, and I have whittled that down to maybe 10 now. And I'm okay with that. I put those books to the side, or I changed something after a month or whatever, and it made that system work for me. But burnout in the middle of the year, solutions I'm thinking of are, I'm just going to take a break from it. I'm going to leave it alone, not touch it for a a couple of weeks maybe and see if I want to come back to it. Or the other option is get rid of it altogether if it's not giving me any benefit whatsoever. Or third option is buy something new, used, or try to draw something that's going to be better for me in the planners I currently have. And so that's what I think I'm going to try to do. With the planners I'm mainly burnt out in, right? The Art and Ink Journal, my Sterling Ink A5, and my garden planner, I think what I'm going to do is just try to reformat the weekly pages in the garden planner, reformat how I even want to document things in my Art and Ink Journal, and then also predate some daily pages in my A5. Because that's honestly where my biggest struggle is with the A5, is the daily pages. And I didn't think that was going to be a problem for me when I was using the undated version last year, or when I was picking up a A5 for the 2024. I was really set on having blank notes pages to do whatever I wanted with. And I think I will get back to that, but having things predated, even if they end up blank, may help me in the long run with this. As for planners that I feel perfectly content with, I'm doing nothing. They're sticking around. I don't need to add more problems if there aren't any. And then we come down to the indecisiveness part of this. I need to make a decision that's going to work for me, and I need to make a decision that is going to help with the burnout. And I think, again, those solutions that I talked about, changing up the layout in here, adding in those daily pages, reworking some of the pages in this, will really help with that burnout. All this to say, I just wanted to ramble on about burnout and planner indecisiveness and have a very nice chat in the community about it. I probably could talk about this for 30 minutes, but I'd just be going in circles. So I'm going to just kind of leave off here and maybe meditate on this some more and see if there's any solutions I can come up with for myself. But if you in the community are experiencing burnout in your planners, if you're experiencing indecisiveness on what to do with some of your planners, please let us talk about it in the comments. Let's have a discussion and see if we can find solutions with each other. I think that's one of the most beautiful things about this community, is that the people in it are always willing to just do their best to give you their best. And I think that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Anyways, I want to thank you so much for watching, for joining, for hanging out with me for a few minutes. If you're feeling the same way, let's chat about it. But thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.